Okay, again, been away for over a week. Don't like the there we are. Should mention Judgment Day. I thought it was okay. I think the fact that I didn't do a review on it was for a couple of reasons. One, I was just being lazy, and you know, I think it was a meh pit review. It didn't deserve me coming on here and having a bitch about how bad it was, but it wasn't really worth me coming on here and saying how good it was. Wasn't as good as Backlash. It was okay. So yeah, there you are. Right then, we'll get on with the major things that have gone on since I've been away. Right, since that's done, then we'll carry on with the rest of the video. Well, no, it hasn't been that bad, I suppose. We've got the draft coming up in 4 weeks, but we knew that was coming. Anyway, so don't know how many people would have heard about this, but it does seem pretty much like it's more fact than rumour. In the near future, or not so distant future, this place that I got it from didn't give me a date. Said that apparently now ECW will be moving from going and being running live on Tuesday to being taped Monday night, which means that no more heat is gone, no more heat matches, so it'll be basically, if you go to see Raw live, you'll get ECW, which should be about a 45-minute show without the advert. But of course, live you won't see the bits of the commentators, whatever. So you know, about 40 minutes you'll see ECW. Then you'll get the live Raw show. So of course, this now means that ECW superstars will be working with Raw, and we're assuming that they'll go work on their house show schedule as well as all that. Now then, for me this is big effects. There's so many things that change because of this, and we've got 7 minutes and about 51 seconds to talk about them, so we'll get into it then. First off, SmackDown. Obviously now they've been doing this working agreement, if you want to call it that, or whatever, with ECW and SmackDown. That goes, because you know, I don't think they're going to get ECW superstars to work Monday and then come back to do a working agreement with SmackDown on a Tuesday. I don't think that's going to happen. It could happen, but I'd be surprised. Especially since it is expected that ECW will do house shows at Raw. So the working agreement with ECW and SmackDown appears to be done when this happens. So this is big, because I think SmackDown in their tag team match last week, which was, when you think about it, Shelton Benjamin, ECW, Kofi Kingston, ECW, Elijah Burke, ECW, they were in a tag team match, and Matt Hardy was Kofi Kingston's tag team partner. So that's just your run-in-the-mill match, throw a tag team match out there to fill the card up. 3 of them were from ECW, so they are going to struggle with stuff like that. Of course, The Miz and Morrison are the tag team champions. They're technically ECW superstars. Chavo Guerrero's in the main event as part of this whole La Familia, Guerrero Edge family thing. Is technically an ECW superstar, so is Bam Neely. So they will lose some superstars, and again, if they're going to do this, which I think they are, it does seem pretty much concrete, they need this draft to go right. They need to help out SmackDown. There's been rumours going around that Jericho's going to SmackDown. I think that could work. That could be a good thing. Like maybe they could add a bit more humour to him there. Their audience. Certainly I think Jericho is getting a little bit lost in the shuffle with your Jeff Hardys, your Kennedys, your Shawn Michaels. You know, they got a big main event upper mid-card scene there, and I think Jericho has maybe been lost a little bit because when coming back from his return he hasn't been in that mix such a long time, so that's a bit of a struggle he's down there. So definitely when they do this, they are going to need to help SmackDown out in the draft. Undoubtedly that is going to need to be done, or SmackDown is going to be even worse. The pros to this will be, of course, that ECW is now on the shoulder, if you will, getting a helping hand from Raw, being on the same night as it. This is apparently one of the main reasons for this, is that they want ECW to get a rub from Raw, and to be given the helping hand by it, and basically people to want to see ECW more, basically. I think it's to boost the ratings. But your problem with that is it's now a taped show. This is a live show that's been doing what? Fluctuating between a 1 and a 1.2 now it's a taped show, now it's got to deal with spoilers, all this sort of thing. So there's that about it, which maybe, you know, if you want to boost the show's ratings, do you take it from being live to being taped? That's a bit of a question mark. And again, who am I to argue with WWE and their years of experience? But there you are, I'm entitled to my opinion. Another pro for this, so yeah, I think it will help a little bit as far as that goes, but undoubtedly I think now if they do the working agreement, because ECW cannot be its own brand, it's shown that, it struggled as soon as they lost, as soon as the majority of the originals went and the originals were filling up the card. I'm not here to say the originals are why ECW isn't as good as it used to be. No, the ECW originals left and basically they were just numbers. That's what they were. They were numbers, and without them the company was going to struggle. When they lost Angle, they lost Big Show, who weren't Angle technically ECW original, but whatever. When they lost them, and then when they lost Van Dam, Sabu, Sandman for some reason got drafted to Raw. Dreamer is still there, but you know they lost. You know, Nunzio and Boz Mahoney all of a sudden became jobbers. Stevie Richards is a jobber. The new breed have filtered away, kind of. So they've lost numbers. That show cannot be its own show anymore. So I think when they do this, it'll definitely piggyback off Raw. So you're now putting your younger guys, your Miz, Morrison, Shelton Benjamin, Burke, Punk, I think might well get drafted to Raw anyway. Benjamin, if I haven't already said him, on Raw. I think this will be good for them to get the mainstream exposure on the main stage, on the main show that that Raw is. Like it or not, it is the main show. Example of that, they're doing the draft there, so and they've always done the draft there. It is their #1 show, so I think that'll be good exposure for these young guys to go there and be on their show. I think we can get some interesting matchups from doing that. And I think Raw undoubtedly needs to freshen up. I've said this so many times. I've come on here and said that Raw is still, especially in the upper card, you know, there's nothing happening in the bottom half of the show, and yet we get to the top half of the show and it's like Snowfest, Triple H, Orton, JBL and Cena again, you know. So I think again, the injection, the infusion of match, I mean, I enjoyed Miz Morrison against Jericho and Michaels. I think, you know, that sort of thing could happen unless Jericho moves. I think Miz might well go off. He might stay on SmackDown and not come in the whole transfer thing. I don't know. That's just a thought of mine. That's my mouse moving my camera to the wires and actually show it. Right. So yeah, I think this can definitely work with WWE. You know, now they've got the two things. They've got the draft coming up, which should freshen things up. I don't think the draft will be the be-all and end-all. I think the draft will completely save WWE. There's still a lot of work to be done, even if they nail the draft. If they get the draft 100% right, put everyone where they need to be, put everyone as far as upper mid-card, main event, upper mid-card, opening, jobbing, whatever. As long as they put everyone in those right places, on the right shows, then I think... my hand moving. As long as they do that, then I think this can work, and it will freshen it up just enough to get the WWE interesting again. It's, you know, WWE isn't the worst in the world right now. It's still, that's what it is, and it needs to be freshened up. Because at the end of the day, you can say what you want about TNA and ROH. At the start of the year, TNA and ROH, what are realistic settings for TNA and ROH for the end of 2008? What do they want to do? ROH probably get a TV deal. To the best of our knowledge, they're no closer to doing that. What are we, 5-6 months into the year? TNA beat ECW's rating regularly. I think they've beat once this year, and that was when they put them both on the same night. And even then, TNA's rating didn't go up, ECW's just went down, so that's just a story in itself. So basically, I think this is a good idea. I'm doing this video to let people who didn't know this was probably happening, to let them know. That's my thoughts on it. I think overall this will be a good thing. I think the pros do outweigh the cons. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say about it. Because now with ECW and SmackDown, we've got, you know, ECW, they tape that. They do that live before they tape SmackDown. With this, it's going to be the other way around. So like ECW was going to be on a Tuesday, compared to Raw on a Monday, yet they're
do an ECW first. So that'll be hard to work out. I'm out of time. There's.